Hi guys, welcome to Software Jobs Training. We are on the final day of week 5, and in this session we'll be doing the decision making and the conditional logics in PHP. So many times in real life we actually need to make decisions, like suppose a person who has to actually finish his work, then only he can go out with his friends. Okay, so here there's a condition that needs to be satisfied before he can actually go out with his friends. The condition is that his work should be finished. Okay, so in similar way we can work in PHP on these conditional statements that will only execute a block of code when a particular condition is actually satisfied. Okay, so here we see a code that will execute that if the work is actually finished, then it will say that okay, I'll go out with my friends, otherwise it will say that maybe next time. Okay, so this is again a decision making that it will make a decision that if the work is finished, then only it can execute and it can go out with friends, otherwise it will just say that maybe next time. Okay, so to make it work we'll have to set $finished work is equal to true, and we can check that if the finished work is actually true. Okay, so you do not need to write this condition up, because to check if a variable is true or false you can just put it inside the if section and you can run this. So as you can see that now our finished work is true, so the execution is being done because the condition was satisfied and the if block is running. Okay, so in this example we just learned that this if section only executes when the condition is actually satisfied. Okay, and if the condition is not satisfied then it goes to the else part. Alright, so we'll see that how it works. We have already gone through it in JavaScript and it is pretty much same in the PHP. So I'm going to the slide number 2. So if statements are the statements that are actually executed when the condition is actually satisfied. So here we are seeing that the player name should be LeBron James, and the age we have set it to 29. So here we see that we got two variables, first is the player name and then the age. Okay, so in the if block we have written the condition that the player's name should be LeBron James and his age should be 29. So when this condition is actually satisfied, then only this if block can actually execute. Okay, so this if statement will only execute when we got the right condition and they're actually satisfied. Okay, so if I put it the age is equal to 27 and try to run this code, it will actually run me a blank result because no code will run. This if code will not run, so we have no outputs written other than that. So you can see that the result pane is actually blank now because the condition is not being satisfied. So this if block will only work when the condition is actually satisfied. Okay, so let's go to slide number 3 now. And then we got the if else statements. So the else section is executed when the condition is not satisfied. Okay, so whenever the condition is false, then the control will actually shift to this else block and everything written inside this else block will display. Okay, if you see this example you can see that I have a variable that says LeBron James, but in our if block we are checking that if a player's name is Dirk, and then only this block of code will run. But this is not the case because our player's name is really LeBron James, so this will not work. They do not go together really well because the condition is false, and so the condition is false, and this means that our else code will actually be executed. So in this way we are getting an output that says we don't have that player, but I think he's good. Okay, so in this way we can use the if else condition, so either one of them will execute depending if the condition is being true or it is being false. Okay, we are on slide number 4 now. So here we are going to see that how to work with else if conditions. They are exactly same as in JavaScript. So else if conditions are used wherever we have multiple conditions, more than one to check actually. So here we have multiple players name to check. So if the player's name is LeBron James, then this code should be executed. But if this if section is not being satisfied, then it should go into the else if condition, which is the second condition, and we are checking the player's name to another player. And in case, even if this else if condition does not work, it should go to the else section, which will be executed in case both of these if and else if sections are not true. So you can have as many else if conditions as you want, and you can just write your code inside it, and this is pretty much it. So you can write multiple conditions into this, and it's pretty easy. So I'm comparing another player, and here you can say that here you can write an output. So either one of them will actually execute. So else if conditions are used to check multiple conditions. Okay, so it's very easy. Let me go to slide number 5 now. And on slide number 5, we are actually seeing if else if conditions in detail. So initially we have this if condition, which is the base condition, the very first condition. If this condition is satisfied, then the block of code will be executed. But in case this condition does not satisfy, it will go to the next condition, which is the else if condition, and it will keep on checking for all the if and else if conditions until we get a satisfied condition. If we do not have any of these if or else if sections working, then it will move to the else section, where we can write an output that okay, nothing was being satisfied. So this if else if makes us easy to use these multiple conditions. And on slide number 6, we see another type of conditional statements that are called switch statements. Again, they're exactly same as JavaScript. So here we just need to write the variable that we need to check, and then we put the switch case on. So switch is a keyword, and inside the curly braces we just need to define the cases. So these are like if conditions. So this case is actually going to check that if the player's name is Kevin Durant, and then this message will be displayed, and make sure that these cases are separated using this break keyword. So each case should have break. So these are like multiple if conditions, and either one of them will actually satisfy. And at the bottom of this switch statement, we actually have the default. So this is similar to the else condition, and this will only execute when we do not have any of these players' names or any of these conditions being satisfied. So this default will only work when we do not have a valid name. So currently we have the player's name as Stephen Curry, and here we have a case that is handling up the Stephen Curry. So this condition will be satisfied, and code inside this case will be executed. And if I go there and change the player's name to anything, so I can say that XYZ, so there is no player by that name. So if I try to run this code, you can see that the code written inside our default section will actually execute. Here we are. Here in the default section, what we have written will be actually executed. So on the slide number 7, you will actually find the skill assessments on conditional statements, and I'll be skipping this up. And this will actually bring us to the end of this video. So thank you.